Okay, I'm live again. Fuck, I hope everybody comes back. See, I was worried about that happening. That's why I initially wasn't going to do this. Made the screen smaller. I could make it even smaller if I need to, I guess. It's going to throw off my... whatever. Hi, Daskame. They will come. I hope so. Hi, Red Herring. Oh, come on, everybody come back. Did they catch you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was due to copyright, so I'm going to have to fight that, and I don't know what's going to happen with the super chats you guys sent. I assume... Does that look better if I move it up a little bit? I think it does. Although, it might be more likely to catch it. Oh, oops, my, oh, shit, my, hang on a second. What do I do about the chat showing the chat from the old stream? God damn it. I've never had to deal with this before. What can I do about the... Come on, bitch, open. Okay, I don't know why that's... Okay. I gotta wait a minute for people to show up anyway. Is there a way to, like... refresh or something? Oh, okay. Oh, it is showing the current... Okay. It is showing the current chats. I thought it was showing the chats from the old stream. Okay. Oh, I didn't know what I was going to do about that. Hi, John. Okay, well, I've got 16 viewers. It's about half as many as I had before. Hopefully everybody will come back. Hi, Cal. Gotta love the logic of you watching your own video that's been on YouTube for 7 years and suddenly it's too much. Yeah. No, I don't need to do an extra hour. I'll just, I mean, I've already done that. So. That video should be able to go live at some point. I'll just have to fight I'll just have to fight it. Dina has touch sites to show us. Hi, Living Corpse. I don't think I saw you in the last stream. Chatception. Would it be a bad idea to mirror the video? Oh, for the purpose of the stream, I guess I could. For 144.8-bit mono. Oh, hi, Tracy. Oh, you're Bootsy. Okay, I figured you'd show up at some point. Hello, welcome. She's the one that had the idea to do this stream in the first place, so. Hi, Robert. You missed my video being kicked off YouTube for copyright. My stream, so I'm starting again. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. I kind of halfway expected it, though. Should I mirror the video? I think I may as well. I mean, I don't like to do that for videos, but I guess for a stream it would be okay. Flip horizontal. It's gonna look weird, but hopefully I'll be less likely to. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Yeah, I saw that you were Bootsy. Where'd I leave off at on the chat? As always, YouTube is the real villain of the Hellraiser movies, yeah. Missed a piss takedown. Copyrighted in the middle of a live stream. Yeah, I've seen that happen to people before. People are coming back. Oh yeah, I see I've got 29 viewers. Welcome back, everybody. Turn the window off and comment live wouldn't bother me. I don't want to not show it, though. Oh, don't feel guilty. I meant to actually do some kind of, like, test run, and I just never quite got around to it. I'm like, this'll probably be good enough. In the preview, when you said even that one, it made me realize every franchise has an Outcast entry that makes fans look back at the Black Sheep and realize it wasn't so bad. Yeah, I saw that comment. That was interesting. Thank you, Special Iron. Give YouTube copywriting a big up yours for me. Next time, make a stream with Night of the Living Dead. It's out of the copyright-free zone. Supposedly it is. People still try to claim it on YouTube, though, apparently. From what I've heard. Okay, let's get back to trying to watch this and see how it goes. It's lovely to be here. Honestly, I like that it's all mates together watching and all of that lovely good stuff. Yeah, my Saturday streams are kind of like that. I just don't get quite this many viewers. Oh, thank you, Malachi. I'm getting pity super chats now. I appreciate it, you guys, though. Thank you very much. We're now back to regularly scheduled Dina. Also, did my donation go through? Oh, yes, it did, Oblivious. Thank you. Oh, sorry. I meant to thank you for that as soon as I got back on, but then I forgot with everything. YouTube claimed copyright-free movies. They are dumb, I would say. Yep. Thank you, Red Spade. With a little one-up sticker, even. Okay, let's get back to this. Considering that she's made a deal with the Cenobites that she'd get them Frank in exchange for her, she's understandably upset that he might have been killed.
I need to see him.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Show her.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to. I just realized I didn't. Yep, that sure looks the way Frank looked earlier, with the lack of skin and all. Yeah, so with some of my earlier Film Den videos, I was really stubborn about not bothering to try to get past the copyright bots. So I would just let clips run long, and I just didn't worry about it, and I really regret that now. Come to Uncle Frank. The Black Sheep crime is just trying to do something different. The Outcast crime is being completely disrespectful to the franchise. That's interesting. Cenobites.
We want the man who did this.
No.
Either the Cenobites are onto what's going on, or they're mad that someone killed Frank before they could get him back. Not sure which. Either way, Kirsty is screwed. Ah, hand!
Come to daddy.
Ew.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's when
Come to daddy.
And Kirsty finally
He's gotta
figures
put
it
the
out.
accent on the word come, doesn't he?
Well, so much for the cat and mouse shit.
There's a leopard.
And she
There's a
finally
leopard's
realizes
eating my
just
face
how much
joke
she
in
means
there,
to
I think.
Frank.
There's nothing personal, baby.
Kirsty hides in the storage room where she discovers one of the victims from earlier.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, and yes, they used real maggots for that scene. And poor Ashley Lawrence ended up with
Ashley
maggots
Lawrence.
inside of her shirt, sticking to her skin because of how sweaty she was. Double, She somehow doesn't blow her cover.
I was trying to remember
Frank
her name
leaves the
earlier and I
room.
couldn't.
This is another one of those scenes I can't explain. Now would be a really good time to sneak out the front door. I totally understand the breakdown after all she's been through, but put it off for a couple minutes until you've gotten to safety. Then again, maybe she's giving up because she knows that if Frank doesn't get her, the Cenobites will.
Oh my god! Daddy.
Yep, that body's actually poor Larry.
No, don't mourn him. He was dead long before we ever touched him.
Bastard!
Hush now. Everything's all right. Frank's here.
Bastard!
Well, that was
Dear
dumb.
old Uncle Frank.
Oops, that sounded a lot like a confession.
What the hell is that?
Oh, like you don't know.
That's a great reveal.
I get a kick out of that little shove. He's like, now what, tough guy?
And I was congested again in that take.
No.
Now what, tough guy?
Set me up, bitch.
Kirsty's expression here cracks me up for some reason.
Ah, here we go.
Yeah, with the hooks again. Oh, more hooks. Ow. Wait for it.
Jesus wept.
Andrew Robinson actually came up with that line. The script had him saying, fuck you. Looks like the Cenobites are going back on their word. Also, either the wall is bleeding or that hook has a lot of blood on it. Considering what just happened to Frank, I'm guessing it's the latter. Okay, this is another scene that's kind of weird. Julia was on death's door last time we saw her, but somehow she managed to make it up the stairs and onto the bed, along with finding the puzzle box, and I'm not sure why she'd even do it. Maybe she had a similar idea as Kirsty and was trying to send the Cenobites after Frank before she died. Oh well, obviously it backfired. I have this running joke in my head that Pinhead sets his sights on Kirsty because he wants to hit that. It almost sounds like it was some of the dialogue. Either way, it's kind of looking like Deep Throat wants to hit that as well. Anyway, Kirsty pries the puzzle box out of Julia's cold, dead hands, and Pinhead always makes such a great entrance.
We have such sights to show you. No, don't do that.
Go to hell!
But Kirsty fiddles with the puzzle box and sends him back to hell. Aw, bye Pinhead. See you next movie. Next goes Deep Throat. Now the house is collapsing and Steve, who is looking for Kirsty, is finally
Oh yeah,
caught up
Steve
with her.
exists.
Though I honestly don't see the point of his role in this movie. He's just kind of thrown in. Nice entrance by the Chatterer. Kirsty gives him a few whacks with the puzzle box and then sends him back too.
Steve.
Then Steve shows up just in time to get in the way before falling debris collapses on Butterball. We don't see what happens to him after that, but I think we can assume he was sent back to hell after the other Cenobites, since Kirsty is seen fiddling with the puzzle box some more after that. Hell is still not done trying to claim Kirsty, as the engineer shows up again.
Yeah, there's a funny visual coming up.
Okay, that was too damn funny.
The way it just punches him in the
just
face.
admit you're totally useless and leave the puzzle box solving to Kirsty. And after some wrestling, the engineer is sent back. Kirsty and Steve get out of the house just as it begins to burn. Bye, Frank.
I'm reading the email about what happened to the last
Kirsty
stream.
chucks the puzzle box into some burning wreckage, but the so-called vagrant shows up again and, this happens. After copyrighted materials are no longer being streamed, streams are automatically re-enabled. Oh! I guess I could have just stopped watching the video for a bit and it might have come back. I might not have had to start a new stream. Oh well.
What's your pleasure, sir?
The end! So that was Hellraiser, the brainchild of Clive Barker. Let me go ahead and get caught up on the chat really quick before I get to the recap. Yeah, at least Trip did go pretty well. Cenobites would be a great name for cereal. The Cenobite a step up from a terabyte. Oh god. Doug Bradley was so good as Pinhead. Yeah, he was. Her acting is unique. I thought she was really good. Back when this was on Netflix, I cringed at a lot of these scenes, especially the hooks. Oh, yeah. Also, hi, Tawowo. I don't think I saw you commenting before. Oh, thank you, Isaiah. Dante Hicks, I'm not even supposed to be here today. Actually, I think I'm going to take a restroom break once I'm caught up with the chat, because I don't want to wait until the video's over. I don't think I can make it till the video's over, is what I mean. Thanks, Sod. He was dead long before you ever touched him. Sounds like something Kenshiro might say. Oops. Sounds like hell is being raised. Jesus wept is such a great line. Yeah, it is. Hi, Moonbeam. Even Cenobites can't have their cake and eat it too, at least not when Kirsty is around. Hi, Gojiren. I didn't even notice that you typed Christy. A lot of people make that mistake anyway. When I mouthed that, you got chills. I can imagine Pinhead just crouching there off screen behind her, giggling, anxious to pop up behind her with a witty line. Go to hell, yeah, I've been to hell, they don't want me there. Oh, what's that? That's a reference to something. Welcome back, Steve. You exist, I guess. Chatterer is such a beautiful bride. You know what? I think there was an early version of the script where, like, he was actually shown wearing Julia's wedding gown. And I guess they kept only the veil from that idea. I guess the symbolism is still kind of there. It's just less obvious. Go to hell, and Pinhead, been there, done that. After Hellraiser came out, I actually saw an exhibit in Blackpool, UK of lots of the props. It was amazing. Oh, that'd be cool. I'd love to see that stuff in person. Steve, you exist, I guess. I think it's safe to say that Steve exists. Never understood the hobo and the bone dragon. Yeah, it was a little weird. I think it was intentionally like, what's your pleasure, sir? Erotic fan fiction. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I think it's just like it was some demon who was also trying to get the puzzle box. I know it's kind of vague. And in the end, he does get it. Is Clive Barker still writing, or did he drop off? You know what? I don't know. I don't really... Honestly, outside of these movies, I don't really follow Clive Barker that much. I don't recall ever hearing of him writing books recently, so maybe he stopped. Okay, Red Rally, thanks for stopping by. Probably already gone. Oh, Special Iron's got to sort some things out. He'll be back soon, though. And he might be back by the time I finish getting caught up with the chat. It's very possible. Oh, that Kenshiro, of course. Yeah, I knew that from some anime. I couldn't think of what character he was. I'm not really that big of a Fist of the North Star fan. AKA Hokuto no Ken. Lee is a big fan of the show. I pretty much just watched the OAV. Oh yeah, I know about his catchphrase. I guess I just didn't catch that. Doesn't the Hell Priest in the book have the voice of a girl? Yeah, I definitely mentioned that later. Thinking of Pinhead reminds me of some of the Hellraiser comics, in particular the series where Kirsty wound up taking over Pinhead's position and he was forced to be human again. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know if I like that series. I actually did read that after everybody recommended it to me, and I didn't really think it was that good. Departing Chatter. Oh, never mind. I thought that was a reference to Chatterer. Would you say Chatterer's wedding gown was thinly veiled symbolism? Ah! Okay. Bye, Red Rally. Maybe the dragon hobo is some kind of guardian of that specific puzzle box and he gives it to people so the Cenobites can come out and play. That could be it, too. Clive Barker is very old and looks even older. That's rude. I was worried in 2020 that he died, but he popped up with a tweet. Ketchuto would be in tears. I don't know about that. I think he'd deal. I think Clive Barker is writing something called Absolute Midnight. I believe he's on book 4. That's right. He did write the what was that called? It was a Hellraiser sequel or something. It's called like Scarlet Gospels. Was that it? That was fairly recent, actually. Ever thought of taking a look at Clive Barker's Cabal and the movie Nightbreed? Not too much. It's not one I'm too familiar with, but yeah, I didn't have any specific plans to cover that. Cabal / Nightbreed. I saw Nightbreed once, but it was a long time ago. It was okay. There were better Hellraiser comics. Yeah, I'd like to check out some of the earlier ones. Some of them look interesting. Wonder how they decide the individual Cenobite looks when they turn someone into it. I wonder if it's supposed to be symbolic of their vices. Yeah, it could be. Hellraiser Mortal Kombat would be nice. Oh yeah, it would. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back. Let me open these blinds while I'm up too. Okay. Nightbreed has David Cronenberg just having a blast playing a psycho. Tina's gone post ponies. I'll be Bach and I'll be Mozart, God. Surreal to see two Dinas at the same time on screen. Two Dinas for the price of one. Russian nesting Dina. D&D, if you will. I like that. Pinky Bee. Oh yeah, I've got that Pinkie Pie pillow in the background. I think I had kind of moved recently when I filmed this, and I didn't have a lot of stuff in my background yet. Let that climate change sun and muhaha. Hi Jackie. You're not super late. I'm only on the second video. Yep, Special Iron's back. Hi Alistair. Yeah, you're not super late. I'm on the second video. Hi Sykin. Yep, we're still going. Ooh, I got 83 viewers. Holy crap. Well, looks like you beat me. I owe you 5. Welcome's back, Special Iron. Double the Dina, double the trouble / fun. What's a Pinkie Pie? Sounds delicious. He's talking about this. Oh, you can't see my mouse, I guess. Oh, well, maybe it's because I'm not looking at the live thingy. What if we watch Dina watching Dina watching Dina? This is what I'm sure Senor Sticks would describe as Dina on Dina action. Okay. Despite some flaws, like certain characters seeming weirdly clueless at times, or doing things that possibly don't make sense. Thank you, Tracy. I love this movie. I really do. Hellraiser is gothic horror at its best. The makeup effects are amazing, especially since it was relatively low budget. Not only are there the Cenobites, but about 3 different versions of Frank as he gradually regenerates. And of course we have the engineer who has this really unique design and method of locomotion. Yes, you can see the wheels behind him, get over it. It's still a cool design. There is one weird thing about this movie though that is kind of hard to overlook once you know about it. So this movie was filmed in the UK, obviously with British actors. To show us. Well, the studio made a marketing decision to try to make it seem more like it took place in America, so they dubbed about half the voices, including Frank and Steve. For one thing, it's kind of badly done with the 2 movers in the beginning.
That your daughter?
Uh-huh.
Got her mother's looks.
My mother's dead.
Oh.
There's a bit of dialogue between Kirsty and Steve where it implies that he's British like Julia.
She's uptight and frigid.
I beg
Thanks, Red Spade.
Ah, see, there you go. I beg your pardon.
Hey, we're not all frigid.
Despite him obviously not sounding like it. I'm also not overly fond of Frank's dubbed voice. I think he sounded better before.
Kirsty, it's Frank. It's Uncle Frank.
No.
You remember?
No!
Come to Daddy.
Kirsty, it's Frank. It's Uncle Frank.
No.
You remember? Come to Daddy.
And he didn't even sound British, so I don't know why they even dubbed him in the first place. Whoa, thanks, Alistair. Wow, that's very generous. Thank you so much. I don't even think that one has come up yet. I always see them in the chat before they come up. There it is. Oh, there's a cat emoji with hearts in its eyes? I need to use that. Oh yeah, I mirrored the video. I hope there isn't too much text on the screen. But yeah, clearly this is not America, so not sure who they thought they were gonna fool. Anyway, I did read the book it was based on, The Hellbound Heart, partly because I just wanted to, but also in preparation for this video. The movie follows pretty much all of the events in the book pretty closely, and a lot of the dialogue, especially Pinhead's lines, is lifted from the book, word for word. Some noticeable differences are that Larry had a different name. He was called Rory in the book. Also, Kirsty was not Rory's daughter, but a friend who had a crush on him. Also, I'm sorry, but I really didn't like Kirsty in the book.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
It seemed like all she ever thought about was how much she loved Rory and how much prettier Julia was than her. And she just wasted a lot of time
cool
feeling
cover.
sorry for herself. Pretty far cry from the adorable Spitfire she became in the movie, despite that she ends up doing most of the same things, like getting the puzzle box away from Frank and making a deal with the Cenobites. But with Frank not being her uncle, that creepy subtext is gone, and Larry's death in the movie had much more of a punch to it than Rory's death in the book because, well, he's Kirsty's dad and not just some friend she's carrying a torch for. Also, the scene with Frank's regeneration actually happened off-screen in both the book and the original script. It's like
right, in
Clive
the book,
Barker
too.
had no hope of it being within the budget. And originally it wasn't. New Line contributed extra funds to film the scene of Frank's rebirth, and it was filmed later. Obviously, there's also the title. The studio didn't want to go with the Hellbound Heart because it sounds too much like a romance. During a meeting about it, an older lady jokingly suggested that it be called What a Woman Will Do for a Good Fuck. And when you really boil it down, that pretty much is Julia's motivation. Another difference is that the Cenobites do keep their end of the deal in the book, so Kirsty having to send them back with a puzzle box doesn't happen. You can decide for yourself if that's good or bad. I know some people prefer that the Cenobites don't renege on the deal because it reinforces the idea that they are neither good nor evil but forces of nature. My guess is that the reason for the change in the movie is because it allows for more screen time for them, which I'm all for. It also adds more action, which a movie needs more than a book does, so I can see both sides of that argument. Also, Pinhead practically didn't exist, at least not as we know him. One Cenobite was described this way. Every inch of its head had been tattooed with an intricate grid, and at every intersection of horizontal and vertical axes, a jeweled pin driven through to the bone. Also, the Cenobites in the book are so deformed that their genders are ambiguous, but the Cenobite that Pinhead is modeled after is described as having a voice that was light and breathy, the voice of an excited girl. So, I guess the book's version of Pinhead was female? Can you imagine Pinhead talking that way? We have such sights to show you! Also, the Cenobites didn't really have a leader per se, and all of them spoke. From what I gather, the movie was going to be more like that, but since the actors playing Butterball and Chatterer obviously can't speak well in their makeup, all of the dialogue was given to Pinhead and Deep Throat, having to come across that Pinhead is the leader, whether it was intended or not. And naturally, Pinhead, being the lead Cenobite, continues throughout the series. Basically, the book is just fine on its own, but this is a rare case of the movie improving on the book. The book had some great ideas, but the writing of the book was more like planting a seed, which eventually grew into this awesome movie. Blossomed, as it were.
I'm clever.
I don't know about you, but one of my favorite things about watching the Hellraiser movies for the first time is just checking out the new Cenobites and seeing what twisted new designs the makeup and costume departments have come up with. When it came down to designing the Cenobites, Clive Barker drew inspiration from punk fashion, Catholicism, and by visits he took to S&M clubs. Some descriptions he gave to the designers mentioned areas of revealed flesh where some kind of torture was or is occurring, something associated with butchery involved, repulsive glamour, and magnificent super butchers. Other than those general guidelines, each one is unique, so I'm going to break down each one going from my least to my most favorite. Other than being obese, Butterball's most distinguishing feature is that his eyelids are stitched shut, usually hidden by a pair of shades. Not sure how they stay on since he has no ears, but oh well. There's also a big vertical gash on his stomach held open with hooks. He also has a pretty impressive arsenal of weapons at his disposal. He normally just kind of hangs around in the back, doing his own thing, not really communicating with anybody. He's really just bloated and grotesque in general. Chatterer is arguably the coolest looking Cenobite, and the general design of his head shows up a lot in future Cenobites, so he's obviously popular. His face is mostly a mass of burned scar tissue. His features are so twisted and distorted he barely looks human, aside from those exposed teeth. His mouth is stretched and held open by 8 hooks with wires that wrap around the sides of his head to the back. His weapon of choice seems to be a very nasty-looking pair of large hooks. He also appears to be the muscle of the group, being the one to quickly subdue Kirsty so the others can have at her. He's also the first Cenobite to wear pants.
Not leaving us. Not so soon, are you?
Deep Throat, aka the female Cenobite, is kind of tied with Chatter as my favorite out of the original group after Pinhead. Her most distinguishing feature, aside from being the only female in this movie, is that there is a vertical incision on her neck held open by wires which exposes her trachea and kind of resembles a certain part of the female anatomy, which is not helped by this scene. Ew. It also results in her having a raspy voice, which is kind of cool, especially when she growls. Her favorite weapon seems to be either a hook or a serrated blade. And being all girl power, I like that the female in the group appears to be second in command.
But if you need...
Of course, that may only be because she's one of only 2 Cenobites who can talk, but still, I like that she has a presence.
Perhaps we prefer you.
She also has wires going through her cheeks and a nail through her nose. Also, just an interesting fact, in this movie, she's played by Clive Barker's cousin.
And now she's a school teacher, I believe.
No tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
Oh, Pinhead, where to start? Well, he's actually been around in Clive Barker's mind longer than the original story has, in some form or another. He went through a lot of incarnations before he became just right. Visually, he's an interesting mix of gore and Gorder. Obviously, his most distinguishing feature is the grid line of cuts on his head with a thin nail driven into each intersection. Other than that, he wears a leather outfit with holes cut into it where we can see hooks piercing various strips of dangling flesh, along with another hook going through just about where his navel would be. His outfit also includes a floor-length skirt, which makes him look oddly like a priest. Other than that, Doug Bradley was really kind of cute under the makeup, and some of that shows through. There's an interesting contrast between those soft facial features and those sharp, straight metallic pins. Pinhead has an amazing presence that actually extends throughout the series. Even with the sequels that aren't that great, Doug Bradley manages to save them to some degree. While most of his competitors were either wisecracking like Freddy and Chucky or completely silent behind a mask like Jason and Michael Myers, Pinhead is a slightly more traditional, majestic, elegant villain, more like Dracula. For the most part, he's emotionless, but sometimes there's a hint of passion in his voice.
We have such sights to show you.
It's like he is a true believer of his own religion and very much wants to share it.
You solved the box. We came. Now you must come with us. Taste our pleasures.
In the sequels, we do learn his backstory, and he becomes a more prominent figure in the movies for a while.
I am pain.
But I'll get to that stuff when I get around to covering those movies. And I will eventually get to every one. Yes, even that one. Well, I think that's about all I have to say about Hellraiser for now. Go check it out if you have the stomach for it. That's it for now. See you next time.
Okay, I'm gonna get copyright for the music, and you guys can't read the... Here, I'll read the, This ended up being quite the letter to Andrew Robinson, didn't it? Somewhat. Possibly more to Doug Bradley, though. Oh, well, there we go. And Pinhead. Obviously. Okay. Oh, here we go. Stinger.
Freddy, we've had some great times together, and you will always hold a special place in my heart.
Oh, bitch.
Oh, bitch. Okay, let me get caught up on the chat really quick. I'm noticing that, my little, what do you call it? The donation goal thing doesn't show super chat, so it looks like I got less money than I actually did. Oops, I don't know how to change that, if you even can change it. Cats make everything better, they sure do. Maybe Dina should write a version of Hellraiser from Julia's point of view? Nah, somebody else could do that. That might be interesting to read, though. The version of Hellraiser where Julia becomes the queen of hell. Would love to see someone's fan fiction of that. I don't think it's for me to write it, though.
Maybe Clive Barker felt the same way about Kirsty and decided, gotta change this character for the movie. It's possible. Maybe Pinhead is supposed to be Cher Horowitz. It took me a second to realize who you were talking about and what you meant there. Oh my god, how did I get so far behind so fast? Freddy Krueger wears Cenobite, he'd be Punhead. That voice reminded me of Glinda from The Wizard of Oz. For what it's worth, the other Cenobites could have been dubbed over. I mean, maybe, but, like, it'd be weird seeing, like, Chatterer talk, because he has no lips. Yeah, you could fake it, but it'd look weird. I think my brother found Butterball scariest. Interesting. Butterball had a baby. Yeah, Chatterer is the one who's probably the most disturbing to look at. Oh, okay. I got the little ring thing for a second, but it seems okay now. Oh, it's doing it again. Come on, stop. It says I have an excellent connection, and yet it keeps doing that. Where's a version of Hellraiser where it follows Sailor Moon rules, like they have to shout Hellraiser power and then they transform in their respective Cenobites? Oh my god. I wonder if Chatterer inspired Nemesis? I gotta remind myself of what Nemesis looks like. Oh yeah, I can kind of see it. I won't bother showing it because I'm sure the rest of you know who. I'm sure the rest of you remember Nemesis better than I do. It's possible. Bad guys, especially Butterball, are like Silent Hill knockoffs, but because this, I think, came first, isn't that the other way around? I mean, Silent Hill bad guys don't look that much like Cenobites. Monsters. I don't know why I said bad guys. I couldn't think of the right word. How to make a creepy pasta image. Just add human teeth to something that doesn't have them. Yup. Chatterer reminds me of one of the Reaver designs in Serenity. God, I haven't seen Serenity in ages. First Cenobites are the best. They get really silly later. I wouldn't quite say that. They definitely do in Hellraiser 3, but I think after that there are some good ones. Again, you could still argue these are better maybe, but I think there are some good ones later on as well. Deep Throat has such a cool design, and Pinhead, they're my favorites so far. That's cool. I don't think my sister would touch these movies, and she watched Human Centipede 1 and 2. Human Centipede 1 was pretty tame visually. 2 apparently was not, from what I gather. I did watch the first Human Centipede. I will not be watching the sequels. My dad had to help me buy the DVD for this movie at Walmart. Students are good because they fear how she will punish them. The Ursa to Pinhead's General Zod. I'm sad I didn't think to say that. Yeah, Human Centipede is it's very disturbing. It's just not particularly graphic. Actually, can we turn this into a paranormal YA romance where Kirsty falls in love with Pinhead, but he doesn't want to show her his sights? God. Pinhead's body language just screams, as Megamind would say, presentation! Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Brother Pinhead is portraying agony. There she goes again, mouthing the words. Yeah, I don't want to talk over it when it's really good dialogue, but is it strange I'm developing a slight crush on Pinhead? Honestly, I can kind of see it. I actually make a running joke about that a little bit in these videos. It kind of goes away after probably this one. I don't remember. Yeah, he's got such a commanding presence. He's very, I don't know, just interesting to watch, I guess. See a Pinhead romance. Yes, even that one. Future Dina regretted past Dina's promise. I'm glad you're having fun, John. That was a great stinger, thank you. I loved that bit in Rick and Morty with, what was he called? Terrible Terry or something like that. He was a blatant Freddy knockoff, and he just said bitch in every sentence. That was so dumb. But I loved it. There's very little that the presence of a cat does not improve, that's true. Missing scene, Pinhead getting ready for a day of misdeeds, taking a brisk morning shower and polishing his pins. Chatterer, I have no lips and I must scream. Butterball's actor is quite adorable, but he's as tall as a halfling. Even Molina should have a hard time talking. Most versions of her have no lips. Yeah, that's true. Oh, Special Iron has not seen any busy circles. Good. Are they on the lookout for new Cenobites asking for a friend? Except for Hellraiser 8 and 9, I think lots of people can agree that those are terrible. Oh, yeah. Wait, let's see. 8 and 9 are Hellworld and Revelations. Yeah, I think the last one is number 10, which I still haven't covered yet. I'm not looking forward to it. Human Centipede 2 is horrible. I've heard that. Excuse me. Even if I could stand torture porn, it just doesn't sound like a very good movie. Hi, Ustra Mage. I love Hellraiser. Your videos about them are great. Thank you. Yeah, Human Centipede 1 is pretty tame. 2 and 3, on the other hand, nope. Yup, that's my thought. I thought the first movie was actually kind of good, though. I mean, for what it was. I kind of enjoyed it, if you can enjoy a movie like that. Are you familiar with the rumor that during the planning stage, Fabio was considered for a role of a Cenobite? I can't believe it's not Butterball. Oh. 2 and 3 just went more go and poo-poo. Oh, you mean Human Centipede. Yeah, sounds about right. Almost want to see him play Dracula. That actually would be interesting. Oh, Scary Terry. I thought for sure it was, yeah, that was it. For some weird reason, I thought it was, what's the term? Whatever. I thought both words started with T. Strangely, Hellraiser is the only series I don't have a single man I'd smash. Everyone just looks dirty. Well, maybe Henry Cavill in Hellworld. That's true. There are some good-looking actors in there, but they're always all sweaty and gross-looking. If they made a cartoon series, there would be an episode where Pinhead would get dragged into the air by one of those scrapyard cranes and have a magnet on it. Oh, right. Early Rick and Morty was so fun. Yeah, I still like Rick and Morty, but yeah, I think those earlier episodes are the best. Any opinion of Scary Terry? I think I just said I liked it. Hellraiser: The Next Generation. The Cenobite XPs in season 5. Yeah, that was fun. 10 is okay. I only saw it once and it didn't make me want to claw my eyes out. I've heard both good and bad things about 10, to be honest. So it just depends on who I talk to. I remember, I think Linkara at least somewhat likes it. Jigsaw, did someone say torture porn? Hellraiser, Strange New Worlds. What's happening with the Hellraiser reboot with female Pinhead? I have no idea. I only know about it because people have told me. Oh, it's coming out later this year? Nah. I don't care, to be honest. I'm kind of done with Hellraiser. After I talk about Hellraiser Judgment, I'm going to be done making videos about it. And I don't know that I'm going to watch the new series. We'll see. If I hear a lot of good things, maybe I'll check it out. Hellraiser Pinhead, come home. Sex, sweat, and suffering. Oh, it's going to be on Hulu. I don't even have Hulu, so meh. Imagine what the world would be like if Lance Henriksen didn't turn down the role of Pinhead. Actually, I don't think it was Pinhead he was going to play. I believe it was Frank. But yeah, that would have been interesting as well. Hellraiser Lost to New York. Hellraiser The Journey Home. Okay. I just wondered what the little thing was. Hey, this is Dina. Welcome to the den.
Hellraiser back to school.
So recently I talked about Hellraiser. It was Clive Barker's baby. It was based on a book he wrote, The Hellbound Heart.
Let me know if this is too loud. I think it's
last time,
louder
but he
in the
actually
other
wrote
video.
that book for the purpose of having a starting point for the movie. He was going to adapt that book and make that movie from the beginning, and he wrote the script and directed the first movie.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Well, Clive Barker was an executive producer on this one and
God,
had a
there's a
little
dumb
less
joke coming
involvement,
up.
but his influence is still pretty clear. And I've read that he generally liked how it turned out. This one was directed by Tony Randall? Oh god, the idea of Felix Unger being involved with anything as messy as a Hellraiser movie is so ironic.
It is a bit loud? Okay.
See, in 1970 there was a show called The
Let me know
Odd
if this is
Couple,
better.
and Tony Randall played... Never mind. Actually, it's a different Tony Randall. He was one of the editors of the first movie and generally has a good
I'm the
feel
only person old enough to get that joke.
for what works in a Hellraiser movie.
The book was very good. It was okay.
The movie opens with a series of flashbacks recapping the first movie. Previously on Hellraiser.
Jesus wept.
Don't worry if this doesn't help you remember enough about the first movie. There's another set of flashbacks coming pretty soon, oddly.
Oh, somebody else knows about The Odd Couple. Yeah, I think actually, as it turned out, a surprising number of people did remember The Odd Couple. Probably doesn't hurt that it has a whole lot of iterations, so, Oh yeah, that previously on Hellraiser, I don't know if anyone... Oh, Sod got the Tony Randall joke. Okay, I guess, yeah, as I recall, I think more people got that joke than I expected. The whole joke was supposed to be that I was telling a dated joke that nobody would get, but oh well. What was I going to say? I was going to say something I forgot. Oh yeah, the previously on Hellraiser thing. That was a reference to LA Law. Every LA Law episode began with, a voice saying, previously on LA Law. Hellraiser the musical. I almost wouldn't put it past somebody to make that at this point. No, only know of The Odd Couple through The Simpsons. Enough.
We have such sights to show you.
So this movie opens similarly to the first, only it's a different time period, and this clearly
I
isn't
forgot it
Frank
opened
Cotton.
with this.
Although you are going to find out pretty quickly who it is. And a horror icon was born.
The suffering. The sweet suffering.
Back in the present time, shortly
flesh
after the
counter
events
hasn't
of the
gone
first
up yet.
movie, Kirsty Cotton is getting
It will, don't
psychiatric
worry.
help and being questioned by a detective.
Steve,
Don't worry about him. He's okay. We sent him home hours ago. He had some story to tell.
who the fuck are you?
Wait, so they apparently told the same story, but Steve got to go home while Kirsty is being kept under supervision? I guess they wanted to write Steve out of this movie for whatever reason, but seems like they could have come up with something better than that. Like, maybe he's in a different mental institution? Okay, maybe that's not much better, but still.
It's evidence.
Meanwhile, as the police are checking out the Cotton House, Kirsty gets worried because she overhears that they found the mattress that Julia died on.
What about Pauline?
Considering that Frank was taken after messing with the puzzle box and he was brought back to life when blood dripped onto the place where he died, the same thing can happen with Julia.
And if we are honest...
Meanwhile, we get to meet Dr. Chenard, who, while doing brain surgery on a conscious patient, waxes poetically about how the human brain is like a labyrinth.
Others have been here before us and have left us signs, but we, as explorers of the mind, must devote our lives and energies to going further.
Yeah, Chenard is kind of an asshole.
My part in this is over. Tidy for me, will you?
Back to Kirsty, she's freaking out. It does kind of make sense. A whole lot happened really quickly in the first movie. I can see how she could end up having kind of a delayed reaction to it now that it's all over. Especially with how calm she seemed in the end.
And then they came.
Who came?
Cenobites. The demons.
By the way, I'm pretty sure no one ever referred to them as Cenobites in front of Kirsty, and that's not exactly a common term. The detective leaves her in Chenard's care, and she inadvertently says the wrong thing in front of him.
Sorry, Kirsty was dismissed as a hysterical woman, maybe. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could see that happening, actually.
That mattress, you've got to destroy that mattress. See, Julia died on it, and she can come back now like Frank.
You'll find out later why that was a mistake.
I'm sorry, Kirsty. I have to attend to one of my patients. Kyle will give you something to help you sleep. We shall speak tomorrow.
Later, Kirsty is woken up by noises and discovers Chekhov's gun, Tiffany.
She never speaks. All she does is solve puzzles.
Now, despite how picky I've been sounding up until this point, I do love this movie, but Tiffany is one aspect of it that I'm kind of meh on, but whatever.
Maybe beneath her withdrawal, she's putting something in order.
Oh, the guy Kirsty is talking to is Kyle. He's Dr. Chenard's assistant, but a lot more friendly. Honestly, I keep wanting to call Steve from the first movie Kyle. They're kind of interchangeable to me.
They are.
Kirsty tries to go back to sleep and ends up seeing this. As Tiffany finishes the puzzle that she was working on. Yay, symbolism. The next day, Dr. Chenard goes to work, and we see him take the elevator to the sub-basement. Oof. Yeah, this is going about where you would expect it to, and it's not pretty.
That was a
Nice jump scare. Back in Kirsty's room, she indicates to Kyle what she saw.
Dr. Chenard, I'll get Dr. Chenard. You take it easy. I'm sure he can help.
He got a ticket to hell?
And he don't care. Kyle goes to Chenard's office and overhears that he wants the mattress delivered to his house. So Chenard is keeping severely disturbed patients hidden in poor conditions, and he's interested in a spot where someone died. That can't be good.
Part I know about. Part that destroyed my family. That must have started with my Uncle Frank.
So this is where we get to the real recap of the first movie. The main difference being that there's some footage we didn't see before. Frank's voice isn't dubbed over.
I'm brother Frank.
What else? Oh yeah, there's that.
Wow.
That scene looked a bit different in the first movie.
Yeah. Suddenly a lot more graphic.
Weird.
Shortly after, Kyle breaks into Chenard's home. To be fair, some of this stuff you'd expect a doctor to
Probably
own,
shouldn't have
like
shown
the
that, but I
anime
mean,
poster.
technically you couldn't
Those
see
pictures of
anything. It was mainly
corpses
just
in the
Frank's
background
back.
are creepy, though. And then there's the picture of the puzzle box on the wall, and oh, the fact that he has 3 lament configurations. 3.
Jesus Christ.
Chenard is the Seto Kaiba of Hellraiser. Speak of the devil, which is a very apropos saying right now, Chenard has gone back to the institution and retrieves one of the so-called patients from the sub-basement. Notice how thin this guy is? I should point out that he also played Skinless Frank in the first movie and the skinless figure that Kirsty saw earlier. Also, it's kind of weird that he thinks that bugs are crawling on him, yet he makes no effort to brush them off. An earlier script had him thinking that the bugs were under his skin, and that's why he couldn't just brush them off, and why Chenard handed him a straight razor so he could cut himself and get the bugs out. I don't know why they changed that, but I guess that they couldn't get the effect to look right. Unfortunately, with the way the scene ended up, it doesn't really make any sense, and just comes across like they're trying to be as gross as possible just for the sake of it. I should also point out that I'm covering the extended cut, and this scene is a lot shorter in the original cut, which is currently on Netflix. In the uncut version, it goes on for an excruciating amount of time.
It sure does. don't think I even showed all of it.
The scene where Julia pursues him goes on for quite a while, too. That look on his face was kind of funny. Well, this is what you wanted, Chenard. Don't puss out now. I said don't puss out. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that no matter how obsessed he is with all things lament configuration, he wasn't quite ready for this.
Jeez, this movie's a lot too, isn't it? I think she was like feeding off the blood. I don't know if I... don't think I explained that.
The next day... I like that look on his face when he sees all the blood on his nice clean walls and white carpet. It's also interesting how both Julia and Frank can function without skin. You'd have to have gone through some serious torture to be able to shrug off the absence of skin.
I'm cold.
Also, how do they not bleed to death? Do I mention that? I'm sure I have to have mentioned that.
Yes. You look...
I think he wants to say hot, but I'm thinking oddly silly, all things considered. Sorry, Julia, but that is not a good look.
Well.
God, those purple veins.
Well. Now she no longer looks silly, just weird, but that's kind of to be expected. But Julia feels sexier, and Chenard totally wants to hit that. Ew. But hey, be glad all they do is make out. The original script had her pushing him up against the wall and screwing him. I'm not even kidding. There she goes with that finger thing again. I didn't point it out in the last video, but this is just kind of a Julia thing. She did it with Frank twice, once when he had no skin. Ew again.
It's all
She's
true.
got quite the oral fixation, doesn't she?
Get dressed. I gotta get you out of here.
So Kyle goes back to Kirsty's room and tells her what he saw and that he believes her crazy story now. So Kirsty demands to leave so she can find a way to save her dad. Kyle can't bring himself to keep her from it, but he insists on at least coming with her.
Kyle, you don't have to do this.
I know.
Aww. So we get to see Julia feed on a body. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that they cast this woman purely because they liked her boobs.
She had like
Wait,
no.
All this is happening in one
she had
night.
no expression
Where did
until
he
she
find
started
all those...
screaming.
Oh, I wonder if those are more patients from the sub-basement of the Institute. Yikes. And Julia not only has skin again, but perfectly manicured nails. Yay. So Chenard conveniently leaves before Kirsty and Kyle get there. Kyle leaves Kirsty
Oh,
with
we're almost done
Chenard's
with this one.
collectibles while he goes to scope out the house.
I'll wait until we get to part 2 before I get caught up on the chat. That's really the better way to do it anyway.
He runs into Julia, who he naturally doesn't recognize with skin on, and she plays it like she just stumbled in there and doesn't know what's going on.
Is it still here?
I don't know.
Oh, that's shadow on the wall. Ugh.
Oh, you poor boy. You look awful. Come here.
The spider spinning his web for the unwary fly.
Yeah, this is normal behavior. I can kind of believe that Kyle might be in shock and not acting rationally, but he just comes across as not being very bright.
Now he's dead.
Meanwhile, Kirsty is going through the
another bad
pictures
edit,
and
jeez.
comes across the one of the British gentlemen in the World War II uniform. And she's probably wondering what it's doing among all this info relating to the puzzle box. Then she sees the next picture and something clicks. I have more to say about this, but I think I'm going to save it for the end of the video.
Kyle?
Anyway, she hears a noise and quickly takes the picture with her as she goes to investigate.
Kirsty.
Uh-oh, showdown.
You have surprised.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about this. And you're about to see why I friggin' love Julia in this movie.
They changed the rules of the fairy tale. I'm no longer just the wicked stepmother. Now I'm the evil queen. So come on. No! Take your best shot, Snow White.
That is quite possibly the most epic bitch slap I have ever seen.
Not one of Kirsty's finer moments, though.
Gennard returns with Tiffany, and we've just about reached the halfway
right
point,
back.
so I'm going to end part 1 here. Seriously, if you haven't seen this movie yet, go watch it before I get to part 2. Just be warned that the gore is going to hit the roof later. Almost literally. Oh, I had a Patreon by the time I did this one. Pinhead, the wacky teen years. Raising Cenobites is hell. Oh god, here we go with all the silly titles now. You guys always like to do that. Oops. There will be a second Joker movie that is going to be a musical. Is there? I want to say I heard something about that. Now, if you want outdated jokes, you need to bust out the Paul Lynde references. Oh, that was where you mentioned. That was where Paul Lynde got mentioned. Okay. Yeah, I saw Sykin's comment and I was like, Paul Lynde, when did anyone remember? When did anyone mention that? Emil Sitka, I don't know that one. I do know who Paul Lynde is, though. I used to watch Bewitched when I was a kid, and he was also the rat, the voice of the rat in Charlotte's Web. Hellraiser, the Dark Knight. A villain or an acupuncture accident survivor, we'll never know. There actually is a reference to... There actually is a scene involving acupuncture in a later movie. Hellraiser, the Quickening. Well, I guess I have to go to the bathroom again, so I guess once I get caught up on the chat, I'll do that. I don't like knowing Pinhead's origin. I like it. I don't know how to explain it. I know what you mean. I know how sometimes taking away the mystique can hurt things, but I don't know. I think his origin is pretty interesting. In the musical, the line, "We have such sights to show you," would start a song and dance routine with the Cenobites. Steve Who. I already read the part about Kirsty being dismissed as a hysterical woman. But was The Odd Couple worth putting on my to-do list? Oh, you plan on watching it now? One Flew Over the Hellraiser's Nest. Puzzling! God damn it. The Hellraiser Redemption. I like Tiffany. I know she isn't stated to be autistic, but her obsession with puzzles is kind of an autism thing. Oh, yeah, I can kind of see that. Didn't know anything about autism when I made this video, so... I don't know that I would have thought to make the connection anyway. People act surprised women still get dismissed. The people who are alive when that was still the norm are still alive. It wasn't that long ago. Yeah, exactly. Love how Kyle gives her multiple pills for sleep and doesn't supervise her, because that's how mental health facilities work. Yeah. Breakfast at Pinhead's. Hellraiser, welcome to the jungle. Really crappy mental health facility, considering who the head doctor is. Yeah. The Hellraiser vase. Also, is it me or does Frank Cotton look almost exactly like Zac Efron? I forget what he looks like. Oh, yeah, I can kind of see it. Frank's back is too erotic for YouTube. Hellraisers of the Lost Ark. Dang, this is still gruesome. Yep. Inappropriate. Pinhead in the Temple of Doom. Cut. Hellraiser, the Magical Rescue. YouTube be looking at this gore like, oh yeah, some of my Hellraiser videos have been demonetized because of the gore. Cenobites Infinity War. Yep, this isn't Chris's blood. God damn it. Nice to see Meat found a job after he stopped working on Mortal Kombat games. Not much work for a skinless man. Some men have a thing for muscly women. Okay, Psykin, thanks for stopping by. Probably already gone. Mummy fetish kinky. The MPAA would have freaked out, yeah. Julia, you don't know where those fingers have been. Oh, God. Hellish case of typhoid. Julia for Killer and Dead by Daylight, Hellraiser Chapter 2. That'd be neat. I don't play Dead by Daylight, but the concept is cool. Imagining Chernard thrusting into his skinless hoo-ha just makes me clench in disgust, revulsion, and cringe. I know. The actress who plays Julia now plays the resolutely lovable Miss Cackle in The Worst Witch. Yeah, somebody mentioned that earlier. That slap never gets old. I know, it's so damn funny. I want Julia to be in Mortal Kombat now. Chibi Pinhead. Well, there is a Pinhead. What do you call those stupid figures? There's a Funko Pop. There is a Pinhead Funko Pop. Hellraiser, Hellraisiest. I would imagine the dance routine would be part of someone's torture. Hi, Inti Iquis. Have I ever played Cult? I have not. I don't think I've heard of it. Hellraiser X Labyrinth crossover. Well, I referenced Labyrinth in here. Actually, it's funny you'd say that because well, maybe that's what you're referring to. I referenced Labyrinth in this video, and then when I colored Labyrinth, I referenced Hellraiser in that one. Hellraiser, The Rise of Pinhead. Not the Senpai hoo-ha. Bobblehead Pinhead. I'm sure it exists. Little known fact, Pinhead's head that is pinned is not the one we can see. That one has nails in it. Hell raising the stakes, God. If Mel Brooks made a Hellraiser parody, that's what it would be called. Torture's dance routine, you mean like the Inquisition number from History of the World Part 1? Yeah, that could work. Cult is the Hellraiser tabletop RPG. Oh, or like a Hellraiser tabletop. I don't play tabletop RPGs. I'll be right back, you guys. I come out of the bathroom only to get head-butted in the leg by somebody. Wow, you guys are getting a lot of soul in this stream. Usually Tara's the one that ends up in my streams. Oh, okay, baby boy. He stopped purring, so I'll put him down. Where the skinless women at? That's Chenard whenever he goes into a bar. The chair is a great streamer. Crichton with pins. Oh, hey, Flash. You haven't missed actually a whole lot. Mainly just you missed me covering Hellraiser 1 and the first half of Hellraiser 2. I've been taking a lot of breaks to get caught up on the chat as usual. Looking at skinless Julia made me fancy some sticky sweet chicken. They should make skinless Julia special at Red Lobster. Ew. More catsploitation. Well, I had to pay the cat tax. Dina equals best cat mom. I try. They're my babies. I love them. Ah, Soul, you big gorgeous purring doof. That's a good way to describe him. A Soulhead. Oh, God. Yeah, Soulhead butts me in the leg so hard sometimes I'm always worried he'll knock me over someday. Gotta keep those cats around for the healing purrs, yeah. Oh, my own cat's being a butthead recently. They do that. It's your own video, why have you flipped it? Because YouTube will catch it. This is my second attempt at this stream. The other one got taken down because of copyright infringement. Due to the movie clips. Like muscular women, but this is too far. So this is Soul. I know you lost Luna. I was sorry to hear that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was January of 2020. 2020 was an especially bad year for me. Now we have Soul and Tara. I just bumped my arm on a sharp corner right in my monkeypox max spot. I'll just lay here in pain now. Oh, you have monkeypox? Oh, no. My cat is an asshole who bites me all the time. Actually, Skinless Julia reminds me of the video for Robbie Williams' Rock DJ, where he removes first his clothes, then his skin, and then his muscles, so he's just a dancing CGI skeleton. That's interesting. Soul's the real soul eater. Copyright is copy wrong. Soul already has my soul. Yeah, tell me about it. Dogs, I love you. Give me pets. Let me cuddle you. Cats, you pet me when I want you to pet me. Never the other way around. I don't know. My cats kind of want to be petted almost all the time. Oh, you like the name themes. Good. Monkeypox is kind of like a more recent version of chickenpox. Apparently it's spreading a lot in the US, or it's starting to. I don't know all the details about it. Aight. Actually, the Hellbound review is 3 parts. You can tell it was meant to be 2 parts because I end it without having an opening in the part 3. Sorry, I just needed to see this one more time.
Oh, come on. No!
Take your best shot, Snow White. Pwned! Not that I don't still love Kirsty, but credit where it's due. Julia is badass. Anyway, Chenard has returned.
Don't
with
look up
Tiffany,
pictures.
and
Yeah, I
as you
saw
can
some
probably
yesterday.
guess,
Ugh.
he has her fiddling with one of those puzzle boxes.
You're sure this is what you want?
It's what I've always wanted. I have to see.
Yeah, no, it isn't an STI. It can be transmitted that way, but it's not an STI, as some people are claiming.
I have to know.
So Tiffany unknowingly opens a gate to hell, and Bonnie and Clyde here slip into it unnoticed.
Bonnie and Clyde here.
Because screw the rules, he has money.
Ah,
Here come the Cenobites.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged reference.
They look a little different, but I'll talk about that later. There's Pinhead.
Wait.
Oh, such a good entrance.
I love how the music swells so dramatically as he enters.
Actually, I could get nailed for the music too. I just thought of that. Whoops. I hope that doesn't happen.
Hands that call us. It is desire.
So Pinhead is able to sense that the person opening the box in this case wasn't doing it out of some kind of dark desire like Frank or Proto-Pinhead. She was just trying to solve a puzzle just for the purpose of solving it because she's just obsessed with puzzles. I like that actually. It points out that the Cenobites have a specific purpose and they aren't evil just for the sake of it. It also causes some problems I have with the later sequels, but I'll cross those bridges as I come to them.
Oh, it's those guys again.
Tiffany's like, okay, so that happened. Kirsty wakes up, not sure why Julia let her live, but whatever. Anyway, she finds that the gate to hell has been opened, so she goes through it as well.
Yeah, it's great music.
Daddy? Daddy, where are you? Say something, I don't know where you are. Daddy, I'm coming.
Yeah, yell a lot. That's not a bad idea.
What's a bad idea?
Meanwhile, Tiffany has been lured in
Jurassic
by
Park
carnival
3.
music, and we get the typical circus-themed horrors. They do look creepy, though. Then we get this Silent Hill-esque series of flashbacks about her past. Apparently Tiffany's mother brought her in and Chenard had her killed in front of Tiffany, which is probably what triggered her to go all catatonic. Not sure what the carnival is for, though. Okay, as much as I really don't care about Tiffany that much, I have to say that I kind of like the idea that hell is like Silent Hill, where it makes you relive your traumatic past.
Looks at the maze. This could take some time.
Suddenly Kirsty is in her own hell. This is another scene that was originally cut.
Mommy.
I'll be right back, sorry. The blood and crying baby from the first movie returns, and the picture of Kirsty's mom is replaced with an image of Julia. Yeah, I wouldn't want Julia as a mom either. Sorry about that, I didn't want to dig in my ear on camera.
Kirsty, we thought we'd lost you.
So sweet of you to come back.
How can it send us back, child? We're already here. And so are you.
Pinhead seems to have learned a new trick since last time. Or else maybe he only has this power when he's on his own turf. You smug bastard. I love you.
There it is
Open
again.
the box. And what was it last time? Didn't know what the box was. And yet we do keep finding each other, don't we?
Oh, Kirsty. So eager to play. So reluctant to admit it.
What is this? I don't even.
Perhaps you're teasing us. Are you teasing us?
I've come for my father!
But he is in his own hell, child, and quite unreachable.
I don't believe you!
But it's true. He is in his own hell, just as you are in yours.
And what about you?
We have no more surprises.
We've always been here.
But please, feel free. Explore. We have eternity to know your flesh.
I'm sorry, you guys. Cenobite scenes tend to play somewhat uninterrupted. I can't bring myself to talk over or otherwise mock Pinhead. I think I'm afraid to. So Kirsty runs through the labyrinth until she gets fed up with not finding anything and slams herself against the wall. But then a funny little talking blue worm shows up to give her some advice. Oh wait, wrong movie. Actually, it's just Tiffany. Back to Channard and Julia. I think Channard is more horrified than anything. He's already getting more than he bargained for. And this is so not even the beginning.
Big old butt.
I have such sights to show you.
You better not let Pinhead hear you say that.
Oh.
But she does indeed have one hell of a sight to show him.
Oh, God.
This is mine. The God that sent me back. The God I serve in this world and yours. The God of flesh, hunger, and desire. My God. Leviathan, Lord of the Labyrinth.
I have to point out that those gongs you're hearing in the soundtrack, that's the word God in Morse code. We also get a little peek into the psyche of Dr. Channard. You know, as awful as he is, I almost feel sorry for him at this point. It's kind of a careful what you wish for sort of vibe.
Help me!
Why do you think I was allowed to come back?
Also, she screws him over big time.
It wanted souls. And I brought you.
Ow.
And you wanted to know. Now you know. I wanted everything. Now everybody's happy.
This is another scene that got butchered in the original version. Honestly, don't know which is
Copyright
worse,
again.
Seeing an obviously edited scene that's a bit awkward as a result,